I got around to watching this on Sunday night, so I've had a couple of days to think it over and consider what about this film had a significant impression on me. Spoiler alerts. If you haven't had the pleasure of watching this, turn off now. It has a real gritty feel to it. Much of the story is played out against the backdrop of grinding poverty. The city is distinctly oppressive. It's grim. I think the pacing of this film was fairly slow for much of the movie as the story flows towards what we know is coming, which is the explosive violence of a formerly mild-mannered and meek man. So is this a sympathetic portrayal stroke conception of the Joker? Yes, very much so. A man living with his mother, being a good son, trying to be a good employee, doing clown performances, trying to deal with his mental health issues, trying to live in an unfeeling dark city, and attempting to come to terms with his romantic feelings towards a lady who lives in the same apartment block as himself. How does it all fall apart? He makes a big mistake by taking a gun from someone at work, and he brings it to a gig at a children's hospital, where he proceeds to drop it on the floor in front of everyone. Oopsie. So yeah, he gets fired. He loses his ability to get his medication and access to therapy due to cutbacks. He finds out he was adopted and his mother has been lying to him all these years. She is herself a very disturbed person. He's looking for a father figure, but he's out of luck. And when he is publicly ridiculed by a talk show host that he had a lot of respect for, it's all too much. So even though his life was hard and miserable, he at least had these pillars or cornerstones holding it together. When they got destroyed, one by one, the man goes into his darker recesses, losing his mind, and eventually becoming the iconic Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is great in this role, really striking performance. In the last maybe third of the film, I couldn't see him, the actor. He'd disappeared into the character, which is, he deserves a lot of credit. I'm guessing this will have taken a lot out of him. Is this an anti-rich movie, as some have suggested? I suppose it's debatable. I don't think so, though. I mean, a lot of films will make the obvious fact obvious that there's a link between poverty and crime, and hardship brings with it a host of social problems. Okay, yeah. But the core narrative of the story isn't a social critique. It's the story of a fragile man with mental health issues whose life falls apart in dramatic fashion, and he falls into his own darkness, so to speak. It's not a heroic tale. The protagonist doesn't overcome his personal demons. He is consumed by them. He's not the saviour of the city. He's a very naughty boy. And by naughty boy, I mean crazed killer, with a killer dress sense and some impressive dance moves. And a winning smile, as you can see. Personally, I found the hallucinations to be the saddest aspect of the character, more disturbing than the explosive violence, at least for me anyway. Yeah, if you have seen it, let me know what you think in the comments. Alrighty, I'll see you next time, ladies and gents. Peace.